The process of planning starts with a sales order. In the said order, the client must provide cargo type and weight, wagon amount and type, as well as starting and ending delivery points and possible stops the package needs to take. There can be additional information provided for both cargo and route information. Sales orders can be set to recur in various ways. It depends on the provided recurrence types, weekdays, month days, or specific dates. The recurrence amount can also be set by providing a number of recurrences or a certain stopping date. The system will create work orders according to the set reoccurrence graph. Work order is a specific cargo transportation on a set date. For a work order to be approved, it requires at least one wagon model and amount to be specified. Additionally, it can have specifications for shunting in every location of the order. Approved work order can be used in route planning. When creating route from a specific work order, it will have some pre-filled information, locations, reference date, every location wagon weight and length. Every route has to have the earliest departure time for the first location and the earliest arrival time for the last location. Every location must have the following train information specified: at least one locomotive model, train length, weight, and maximum allowed speed for the upcoming section. Graph will be refreshed only after the route has been saved. In this page, we carry out all the route planning actions. Single route can be used for multiple work orders at the same time. After the route has been created, it can be submitted for coordination. This page is dedicated for coordination requests. It can differ depending on the infrastructure manager system. This page is automatically pre-filled with route information. The only thing that is left to fill is infrastructure manager information. Created request is submitted to the infrastructure manager for approval. Request information and state are updated according to the received responses. Route information is also updated according to the received infrastructure manager response. After route creation comes locomotive and brigade planning. Route may have a single or multiple locomotives and brigades with specific locations indicating where the changes happen. Next to a route, we can see a locomotive icon, which indicates that it has locomotives planned for every or some locations. Fees are calculated for services rendered to clients. By configuring contract terms of service, fees can be calculated automatically. If needed, fees can be edited or added manually. Waybill document has to be approved before train departure. It is important that information is filed where the work is being performed. Employees performing their tasks outside can use functions adapted for mobile devices to enter the information. Route execution starts by completing the technical and commercial inspections of the wagons prepared for the train. If needed, malfunctions can be registered with images. This information can be used to plan wagon repairs or form wagon inspection acts. When wagons are prepared and inspected, station workers can form the train. Train can be formed by selecting wagons beforehand or by adding them to the train creation window. We select the route that the train will be taking. All the train information that has been gathered is filled in automatically. While performing locomotive shift actions, user has to check and fill in the questionnaire with real locomotive measurements and safety requirements. After receiving a task in his mobile device, driver selects and attaches train wagons to his locomotive. When documents are ready and train wagons are attached to a locomotive, we validate the train. Before departing from the train station, we must perform a brake test, in which it is necessary to specify air pressure, braking mass, and other parameters. Mobile locomotive interface has additional tab, allowing the driver to observe the coordinated route. Movement actions have the information automatically filled based on the route. This information may be altered by hand if needed. Employees responsible for planning and execution can observe real-time changes of all routes. If considerable delays occur, they are visually indicated, and other routes can be altered to account for the changes. Train movement operations can also be recorded automatically by receiving information from the infrastructure manager system. If the performed action does not match the planned location, it will not receive completion information. The additional location will be displayed in the route marked as a mismatch. We perform the arrival to the destination location. We detach train wagons from the locomotive and simultaneously break up the train. Person responsible for route execution receives information about route completion. Invoice can be formed for one train service or for multiple services done in a certain period, for example, a month. We initiate automatic invoice forming from fee documents. Forming invoice from fee documents opens an extra window. In it, users can see how many and what invoices will be formed. Invoice can be created manually or automatically from fee documents, waybill, act, or relocation statement. After automatic invoice generation, user is redirected to the invoice list window. Here he can find his created invoices, along with all the other invoices. After inspecting the invoice and ensuring everything is correct, we validate the invoice. If an invoice is marked as electronic, it can be sent to the client.